Hello, happy Wednesday, happy hump day. My name's Hayley. Thanks for joining. Kind of the last week of Wednesday night virtual classes. Next week should be the beginning of hopefully teaching in person through Adventure Ed. We're still going to be doing some virtual classes, so just stay tuned for that. Excited to be back in person with everyone. We're going to do about an hour, 15 minutes to an hour flow with some little meditation, mindfulness practice throughout. So when you're ready, let's just find a comfortable seat in Virasana. So if that is all right with you, that's sitting on your shins, hips land on the heels. If that's too much, you can always insert like a little pillow between the hips and the heels, or you can just take an easy seat in Sukhasana, so that's just sitting cross-legged, an easy seat. And when you're ready, gently closing the eyes. Have the hands super light on the tops of the thighs. Begin to feel any sensations you have in the body. So starting to notice your senses. What are you hearing? What are you seeing? Think about setting an internal drishti, so a focal point with your eyes closed, focusing internally on something. What are you seeing? Maybe it's a little dot, a diamond, maybe the space between your brows. What are you tasting? What are you feeling? The air, maybe a breeze on your skin, your face. And bring your awareness to the points of contact your legs have with the earth beneath you. Noticing the pressure of the legs, the areas of the feet that are on the ground. Maybe one side feels different than the other. And then finally, bring your awareness to your breath. Drawing the breath all the way down to the navel as you inhale. Creating space throughout your body. And as you exhale, open the mouth to let everything go, let it out. Finding a steady breath here, trying to mirror your exhales to your inhales. So finding the same length on either side of your breath. Couple more rounds of breath here just to center ourselves on our mats, this present moment. Whatever has led you here throughout your day, the last couple of minutes, maybe last week, you are exactly where you are supposed to be. So if you can process that, if you don't have anywhere else to go, you can be absolutely present right here and right now. If you accept that this is exactly where you're supposed to be, then the rest is effortless. Every moment is exactly where you're supposed to be. If you lived by that, how would your life change? Your next inhale, you can start to flutter the eyes open. Sweep the arms overhead, taking a little stretch here. Bring the hands together in a little prayer. And then reach the heart forward. Take a little micro back bend. And then releasing the hands off to the sides. Interlace the hands behind the low back. Trace the fist towards the toes. We come into another little micro back bend. Gaze can shift up. Coming back through center. Draw the fist to the right hip. Hug the right elbow in. Drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Come back through center. Reach the fist down. Switch the interlacing of the hands. If you are sitting in Sukhasana with your legs crossed, switching out the legs here just to keep balanced through the body. Draw the fist to the left hip. Drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Keep hugging the left elbow in. Releasing the fist through center. Draw the fist down. Open the heart, maybe a little bit deeper here. And then coming back through neutral. Release the hands. Make your way into all fours here. In your table pose, I want you to flip the fingers so that they face the knees. Coming into a little wrist stretch. Try sinking the hips a little closer to your heels. If you would like a little bit more, and you are pretty confident in the strength of the arms, of the shoulders, take a little micro bend in the elbows. You can come into a high plank. So avoid keeping the arms long if you're taking high plank because that'll hyperextend the arms. So keeping that little bend so core is active if you're taking that variation. 2 more rounds of breath here. If this is too intense, coming back onto the knees. 1 more inhale. Exhale to lower. Release the fingertips to center. So wrists will face the outside edges of the mat. Take a bend in the elbows. Relieving the wrists. So we're in wrist extension. So throughout every yoga class, you're in wrist flexion almost the entire class. So really soaking up this movement, this stretch in the wrists that we don't get a ton, especially if we work desk and office jobs. Release back through center. You might need to wiggle out the wrists a little bit. On your next inhale, shine the heart forward, sink your belly, come into your cow pose. On your next exhale, round the spine, cat. Inhale, move forward. Exhale to round. Inhaling forward. Exhaling to round. Taking this with your breath. Feel free to invite some additional movements, maybe some hip circles. Maybe closing the eyes here, feeling into the body. A couple more rounds wherever you are at. Meeting back, neutral spine. Tuck the toes. Lift your hips back up in space. Downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Take about 8 rounds of breath here. Just to find your down dog. Find any movement your body is craving, whatever it needs to find some stillness. Take a deep inhale in. Deep exhale out. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Lift the heels, come to your toes. And then bend the knees, draw your chest to the tops of your thighs. Spine lengthening here. Stay steady through the breath. Come back to your down dog. Walk the feet out about mat's width. Then reach the left hand for the right ankle. Come into a little twist. Gaze can shift underneath the right armpit. Releasing through center. Plant the left hand. Reach the right hand for the left ankle. Gaze underneath the left armpit. Place the right hand down. Then start to walk the hands back to the feet. Bring your heels in, toes out. Sink the hips, Malasana Yogi Squat. Triceps to knees, knees to triceps. Couple rocks side to side here. Tucking the tailbone, so reach the sits bones down. Sits bones are those super pointy parts of your bum, like thinking about sitting on like a plastic or metal chair and you can like feel that bone. That is exactly what your sits bones are, if you didn't know. So when you visually think about that, think about the sits bones pointing to the ground, finding a long spine. Then reach the right fingers over to the right side. Left fingertips come up to the top of the room. Travel the hands back through center. Switching sides, left fingertips to the left, right hand reaches for the top of the room. Plant the hands underneath the shoulders. Lift the hips up high. Wiggle the feet underneath the hips. So think about lifting from your inner arches, driving your hips away, folding over the legs. Let your peace fingers, so your pointer finger and middle finger, grab hold of the big toes. Take an inhale, lengthen through the spine. Bend through the elbows, exhale to fold. Knees can be as bent as you would like. Top of the head super heavy, neck is relaxed. Lift the hips up higher. Releasing the toes, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Root to rise, sweeping the arms overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Anjali, move your hands to heart. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, take your fold. Halfway lift. Start to walk yourself out, come into a high plank. Pressing the ground away. This time, lift the right toes. Take an inhale, lengthen, point the toes. Exhale, draw the knee to the right tricep. Then over to the left tricep. Then this time, shift the weight to the pinky side edge of the left foot. Come into Vashisthasana side plank. Right knee can stay bent, maybe come into a little tree variation. Maybe left knee lowers to be a modification. Option to float the right toes. Inhaling here. Exhaling. Inhale to lift the hips up higher. Exhale, plant the right hand, hug the right knee to the left tricep. Then over to the right. Then lengthen the leg back. Set the toes down, high plank. Next, inhale, lift the left toes, point the toes. Exhale, draw the knee to the tricep. Then over to the right tricep. Then spin to the pinky side edge of the right foot. Vashisthasana, side plank, right side. Same options here. Take what your body needs. Keep lifting your hips up higher. One more inhale here. Exhale, plant the left hand, hug the left knee to the right tricep. Over to the left tricep. Then lengthen back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full round of breath here. Full round of breath out. Inhale, wave the body forward, high plank. Exhale, squeeze the triceps, bend the elbows, lower all the way to the belly. Untuck the toes. Come into Sphinx pose. So draw the elbows to the hips. Soften through the shoulders. Press into the tops of the feet. Engage the quadriceps. Maybe close the eyes here. Always setting that internal drishti if you're closing the eyes. Tucking the toes here. We're going to come into some cat and cow-like movements. So press into the forearms, into the hands. Use the core. Then lift the pelvis up. Round through the spine. Tuck the chin. Take a little cat-like spine. And then inhale. Lower the hips down. Reach the heart forward. Keep the toes tucked. Exhale, lift the hips, round the spine. So working on core strength here. Inhale, shine the heart forward, lower the hips. Exhale to round. Inhale, heart forward. Couple more times here, moving with your breath. When you're ready, meeting in a forearm plank. So hips in line with the shoulders. Then take a side plank over to the right side. Spin to the inside edge of the left foot. Then hug the right knee to the chest. So working on inner thigh strength of the left leg. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set the right leg down. Lower the left forearm, holding in your forearm plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spin to the left forearm. Spin to the inside edge of the right foot. Hug the left knee to the chest, so left leg should be elevated. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Forearm plank, legs long. Holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press into the palms, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full round of breath here. Full round of breath out. Lift the heels, gaze shifts up, and then tiptoe your weight to the top of the mat. Land the feet about hips width. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, take a fold. Sweep the arms up and out. Exhale, draw the hands to your chest. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, step back, high plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower halfway to the belly. Cobra or upward facing dog. Pausing here, press into the palms. Gaze shifts over the left shoulder, really stretching out the abdominals. Inhale through center. Exhale over to the right shoulder. Keep squeezing the ankles together. Inhale through center. Exhale, hips lift, downward facing dog. 3 full deep rounds of breath in and out. Lift the right heel to the sky. Draw the knee to the nose, pause, then step the foot between the hands. Shift the weight to the back foot, Skandasana. Right toes lift, right leg long. Take the hips to the heels. Extend the left fingertips, right fingertips rise, kind of like we did in our Malasana. And start to walk the hands in. Bend the right knee. Left hand plants right fingertips to the sky. So taking a high Skandasana and a little twist. Plant the hands underneath the shoulders. Toes in, heels out. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Maybe come down onto forearms. Maybe walk the fingertips to the back of the room. Take your variation. Keep the weight shifted in the toes. So notice how that activates posterior chain of your body. Start to walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Draw the heels in, toes out this time. Sink the hips. Reach the biceps next to the ears. So I want you to visually think about, energetically think about, so muscle to mind kind of sensation. So think of like your hands are holding a block, biceps next to the ear. So really pressing the hands together, but keeping them shoulders width. So you're holding that block. We're in a goddess pose here. Sink the hips deeper. Drive the sits bones down to the ground. So tailbone should be tucked like we were in our Malasana pose. Quad should be on fire. Holding here. Then lengthen the legs. Left foot comes parallel with the shorter edge. Right toes pivot to the front of the room. Biceps should be next to the ears. You're holding that block still. Shift the hips back. Start to tilt the arms forward, tilt the upper body forward. Trikonasana variation. Still holding that block. Shoulders are working. Core is on fire. One more round of breath here. Exhale. Inhale, release. Reverse Trikonasana. Left hand can slide down the left leg, right fingertips. Stretch overhead. Cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot. Shift the weight to the right foot. Left heel rises. Take a standing splits. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold deeper. Inhale here. Exhaling, step the left foot next to the right. Sink the hips, Utkatasana, chair pose. Biceps next to the ears. Really think about holding that block again. So energetically pressing the palms together, turning on the shoulders, turning on the biceps. Sink the hips. Holding here for 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale to fold, release. Halfway lift. Plant your palms, step or hop your way through a chaturanga or head straight to your downward facing dog. Full breath here. Full breath out. Next inhalation, left heel lifts. Draw your left knee to your nose. Pause. And step the heel first, then toes next to the left thumb. Shift the weight to the back foot. So let your hips lower down to your right heel. Skandasana. So your toes and your knee, your right knee, should be pointed in the same direction. Left leg is long. Start to reach the right arm in front of the right shin. Lift the left fingertips up. Come into a little twist here. Walk the hands through center. Lift the hips. Take a little bend in the left knee. Right hand down, left fingertips to the sky. Take your high skandasana and a twist. Plant the hands underneath the shoulders. Toes in, heels out. Take an inhale here. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Your variation, just keep the weight in the toes, avoiding sinking into the heels. About 5 more rounds of breath. If an inversion is a part of your practice, feeling free to take that here. And start to walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Draw the heels in, toes out. Start to sink the hips, so knees and toes, once again, pointed in the same direction. Goddess pose. Sweep the biceps next to the ears, holding that block, holding that energy. Sink the sits bones deeper. Spine is long, shoulders stacked over the hips. 3 more rounds of breath here. You got this. I know it's tough. We're just building strength throughout this class. Next, inhale, lengthen the limbs. Still holding that block. Right foot parallel with the shorter edge of the mat. Left toes face the front of the room. Start to shift the hips back. Start to shift the torso forward. So we're in a Trikonasana, still holding that block. Use your core. Start to pull the left side of the chest to the right side of the room. 2 more rounds of breath here. 1 more inhale. And exhale. Use the core to lift you up. Reverse Trikonasana. Right arm slides down the right leg. Left fingertips sweep overhead. Then exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Standing splits top of the mat, shift the weight to the left foot, right heel rises. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. One more inhale here. Exhale, step the right toes next to the left, sink the hips, Utkatasana, chair pose. Hold the black biceps next to the ears. Roll the shoulders down the back. So avoid crunching the shoulders to the ears. Keep squeezing that black. One more inhale. Exhale to fold, Uttanasana. Halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step or hop your way through a chaturanga. We're gonna meet in our downward facing dog. Once you're in your down dog, right heel rises. Step the foot between the hands. Skandasana, back of the mat. Left fingertips reach open, right fingertips to the sky. Travel the hands through center. Toes in, heels out. Bend through the right knee, left hand underneath the face. Take that twist once more. Option to come into a little half bind. Right hand reaches for the left hip behind the low back. Releasing the fingertips. Heels in, toes out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Waving the spine, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. One more inhale, lift. Exhale to fold. Hold for 2 rounds of breath here. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Heels in, toes out. Sink the hips. Sweep the biceps. Next to the ears once again. Holding here. This time try lifting the right heel, then lower. Lift the left heel, lower. Lift both heels. Sink the hips. Holding here. Stay strong for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower the heels, lengthen, keep the arms where they are. Pivot the feet, come into your triangle pose. Shift the hips back. Reach the arms forward. One more round of breath. Squeeze that black. Then bend through the front knee. Keeping the hands as they are, reverse your warrior. Then take this into a side angle variation with your arms still reaching out next to the ears. Keep hugging the inner thighs together, so avoiding sticking out the booty. So squeeze the legs together, that'll squeeze your butt in a little bit more. Stay light on the toes. Next, inhale, reverse your triangle, release the left arm. Right hand, high fives, back wall. Cartwheel the hands down. Standing splits, lift the left heel. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. This time, draw the left knee into the chest, hands to heart. Come up to standing. Right hand comes to the outside edge of the left knee. Maybe left fingertips reach back. Either stay here if you'd like to take revolved hand to foot pose. Right hand can catch the outside of the foot. Lengthening the knee, just keeping the standing leg long. Most important, avoiding leaning back. If you start to lean back, take a bend in the left knee. Shoulders should be stacked over the hips. We're going to windmill our arms. And then lengthen the left leg back, land the left heel in the foot. Left hand down, right fingertips to the sky. Taking a little revolved triangle pose. One more inhale. Exhale, can you twist deeper? Inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot to meet the right, sink the hips, inhale, Utkatasana. So second to last time we're here, squeeze the black, squeeze the inner thighs. Holding here for one more breath in. Exhale to fold. Ending in a Bakasana crow pose if that would suffice or satisfy you in your practice tonight. If that is a part of your journey, knees to triceps, triceps to knees, play with lifting one or both toes. I am not going to play with it because my bare skin is a little too sweaty right now. So I will just fall off of my triceps. When you're ready, leaning back in your down dog, whether that's through hopping back, chaturanga, meeting when you're ready. Next, inhale, left heel lifts. Step the foot between the hands. Low skandasana, back of the mat. Reach the right fingertips open, left fingertips to the sky. Walk the hands through center. Lengthen the right leg, bend the left knee, right hand under the face, left fingers to the sky. A little twist. Plant the hands. Lengthen the legs. Take an inhale here, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Twice more inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. One more inhale. Exhale, fold. Hold for 3 rounds of breath here. Again, weight always in the toes here in our folds. Getting into the backs of the legs. Come back onto the palms if you are elsewhere. Draw the heels in, toes out. One more time in our goddess variation. Sink the hips, biceps sweep next to the ears. Squeeze that block in between your hands. Lift the left heel first, then lower. Lift the right heel, lower. Lift both heels, hold for 10. Sink a little deeper, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lengthen the legs, lower the heels. Right foot parallel with the short edge of the mat. Left toes point to the front of the room. Trikonasana, shift the hips back. So holding your block. On your next inhale, bend through the left knee. Reverse your warrior, holding your block. Keep the left knee bent. Use the core to lift you through center. Then shift forward. You're still holding your block, squeezing it. I know my forearms, my shoulders are on fire. Building strength in the core as well. Hovering the arms. Next, inhale, lengthen the left leg, reverse your triangle. Left hand high fives the back wall. Cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot. Standing splits. Take an inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Draw the right knee to the chest, hands to heart. Come up to standing. Left hand can come to the outside of the right leg. Right fingertips can come behind. Either stay here, maybe work that hand to big toe, hand to outer foot. Pose, taking a revolve variation. Wherever you're at, driving down the left heel, keep the standing leg long. Gaze might shift over the back shoulder. Windmill the arms, slowly release the foot, the leg. Land the left or the right heel down, heel to heel alignment. Right hand lands on the inside of the left foot. Left fingertips sweep to the top of the room, revolved triangle. Inhale here. Exhale, draw the right side of your chest over, twisting a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot to meet the left. One more chair pose here, sink the hips, biceps next to the ears. Squeeze the block in between your hands. 3 more rounds of breath, sink a little deeper every single time. 2 more rounds. Last cycle, inhale. Exhale to fold. One more time to play with Bakasana Crow Pose. Plant the palms, knees to triceps. Playing with that, if that's part of your practice. When you're ready, meeting back in your down dog, whether that's through one more chaturanga or not. When you get to your down dog, lift the heels, bend the knees. Exhale, step up, float, come through to seated. Navasana boat pose. Holding here, reaching the fingertips to the front of the room. Playing with some heel taps here, so working on lower core strength. Lower the left heel, lift. Right heel, back and forth. Keep the heart open. Moving with your breath. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding in your Navasana, maybe lengthen the legs. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set the legs down. Reach the fingertips up overhead. Paschimottanasana, be variation. Lift from the sits bones out through the fingers. Take your fold forward. Try to reach the hands around the outside edges of the feet. Roll your body back up. Draw the right knee in. Plant the right hand behind the hip. Inhale, lift the left fingertips. Exhale, take your twist. Catch the elbow to the thigh. Stay flexed through the left toes. Coming back through center, take a little counter twist off to the left side. And then lift yourself back up. Cross the right leg over the left, taking a half cow faced pose. So knees should be stacked on top of one another. Reaching the arms overhead. Again, taking another fold here. If it feels okay, if it doesn't, just stay on your fingertips, staying with the spine long, chest lifted. Rolling yourself back up. Start to plant the left foot, bend the left knee. Hands can come behind the hips. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Take a figure four pose here. You can rock the knees side to side. And walking the left foot in closer to get more of an intense stretch and walking out further for less intensity. And you start to come down onto your forearms and then onto your back. Cactusing the arms here. Let the hips lift off to the right. Let the legs lower to the left. Bring into a supine twist. Draw the legs back through center. Hug the knees to your chest. Rock and roll up and down the spine. And then land with the left leg long, and then hug the right knee and cross the leg over the left thigh. Actually, that's what we just did. Right leg long, left knee hugs in, cross the foot. Left hand lands behind the hips. Take an inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale. Take your little twist. Stay flexed through the right foot. Inhaling back through center. Counter twist off to the right side. And lifting your spine back up. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Stack the left knee over the right. Right toe should stay flexed. Sweep the arms overhead, taking your half cow face pose. And fold over the knees. And slowly roll yourself back up. Plant the hands behind the hips. Start to bend the right knee, plant the foot. Left ankle will cross over the right thigh. Keep the left foot flexed. Take your figure four pose. Relax the windshield wipers of the legs. And then releasing onto your forearms and slowly onto your backs. Lift the hips off to the left. Let the feet and legs fall to the right side. And cactus your arms here, keeping both shoulder blades rooted to benefit the most from the twist, really twisting from the left shoulder all the way down to the right hip point. Ready, hug the knees into your chest. Come into a happy baby pose, knees to armpits. Hugging the knees to your armpits, reaching your sits bones to the front of the room, elongating the spaces in your lumbar spine. And then release the feet, release the legs. Plant the feet about hips width on the mat. Knees should be bent. Hands rest alongside your hips. Tucking the tailbone here, so press your low back into the ground. On your next inhale, lift the pelvis up to the top of the room. So release the fronts of the thighs. Drive down into the heels. Keep lifting the pelvis up higher, engaging the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes. Keep squeezing the inner thighs. Maybe interlace the hands behind the low back. Walking the shoulder blades underneath, back. One more round of breath here. And then releasing down. Lift the heels to the top of the room. Come into your waterfall pose. Super relaxed here, restorative. No effort. Knees can be bent as much as you like. If you want to move into Halasana plow pose, if that's okay on your neck. If you have any neck issues, avoiding that and staying in your waterfall pose. If plow is a part of your practice, feel free to move there mindfully. When you're ready, lowering vertebrae by vertebrae. Use the core to lower the legs all the way down onto the ground. Coming into, I think it's Matsyasana, I want to say, fish pose. Palms next to the hips, and start to walk the forearms into the side body. Press into the hands, lift your chest up just a little bit. So you're on your forearms. Point the toes, legs should be super long here. And then start to come onto the top of your head. So you just gently lower or drop the head behind you. And then try to find the center of the skull, center of the head. And try to land it. If your head can't land, maybe you have a prop to help you stay supported. It's really opening up the throat chakra, the chest, the heart chakra. Holding here. And then when you're ready, sliding back onto your head, releasing, trying to move as carefully as you can. Meeting in Supta Baddha Konasana, so feet together, knees wide. Let one hand rest on the belly, one hand comes to your heart. Closing out the practice. One more deep collective inhale. And exhale. Letting the lips fall apart. Let the tongue muscle soften from the roof of the mouth. Eyes are closed. Letting any rhythm of the breath go. So really focusing on being in this present moment. Maybe that means checking in back with your senses, your five senses. Maybe that means counting your breath. So inhale is 1, exhale is 2, and so on. Using the next 5 to 10 minutes to do absolutely nothing. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. Thank you so much for joining me. I invite you to stay for as long as you can in this delicious moment and pose. All is well, and you are loved. Namaste.